What is going on, guys? Greggles TV. This is the Nuu X6 smartphone. It's from Nuu, and it is a budget phone. It literally costs $100. It's gonna come with Android 9. We'll see if it upgrades to Android 10. 3 gigabytes of RAM. It's gonna have 32 gigabytes of internal storage. It also has micro SD card capability. It comes with 3 months of Mint Mobile if you want it to. If you want to use Mint Mobile, you don't have a cell phone carrier. It's GSM compatible, meaning it will work with AT&T and T-Mobile. It does not work with Verizon or Sprint. It's LTE, it's not 5G, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for a 5G phone, this will not be the phone for you. Also, it's gonna be a 5.71-inch HD plus display with an 18:9 aspect ratio and 13 megapixel camera on the back, and on the front you get a VGA front camera, 5 megapixel, 2800 milliamp battery. Okay, so inside the box you obviously get the phone. It feels super light, really light. I'm almost wondering if the battery's not in this phone. I don't think it has a removable battery. I'll double check, but that's crazy. This is very, very light, extremely light. Peel that off. Well, you can see it tells you basically what I just told you. LTE, 13 megapixel camera, 2800 milliamp battery, micro SD card, MediaTek actually 2 gigahertz quad core processor. Let's peel this off. Wow, that's crazy how light that is. That's amazing. Here's the Mint Mobile 3 months that I was telling you about. They give you for free, so you can try out Mint Mobile. Comes with unlimited talk and text, 3-in-1 SIM card, doesn't say how much, 5 gigabytes of data. Getting started, some stickers in here. And they also give you this bendy film looking see-through case. That's awesome for the value. I mean, it's not a hugely protective case. It's gonna protect against scratches and stuff like that and light drops, but amazing. Another crazy thing, it literally comes with a removable battery. That's a shock to me. I haven't been watching anyone else's videos that has touched this phone, and it looks like it has a removable battery. Let's just try to peel it off somewhere. Okay, so on the edge here is where you're gonna peel it off. I haven't had a phone that had a removable battery, I think, since, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong, but maybe like the Note, what was it, the Note 4 or something that had a removable battery? I can't even remember. But that's really cool. So you could buy replaceable batteries and always have battery life without having to always charge. Just pop the battery out and get a new battery placed in there. Turn this on. All right. And lastly, you get a charging brick, but you also get a USB cable. It's not USB-C, it's micro. That is a disappointment. I don't know why they're not using USB-C. Maybe it's price cutting, but kind of a disappointment that you have to use micro USB. All right, let's check out this phone right now. So you see, you get a teardrop for the camera up there, and then at the bottom you get a fairly large bezel, and then a smaller bezel on the top, and then a little bit on the sides. Camera has a little bit of a bump right there. Fingerprint sensor on the back, flash, 2 cameras, micro USB, speaker grills, but it's probably, I would guess it's not, one of these is probably fake. It's probably just mono sound. No buttons on the left. All the buttons are on the right with your power, volume up and down. Headphone jack, very welcome addition. Okay, yep, so SIM card is underneath there. I will pop that in and set up the account. But for now, I'll see you on the other side of setting this up. All right, and we are back. Fingerprint sensor, it's all set up, and for a fingerprint sensor on the back, that took me twice to unlock that, just FYI. It's not as, and maybe I just need to add my fingerprint again, but I would say it works 90% of the time, which is good. Better than the Samsung one, I feel like, underneath the display. So I love these type of fingerprint sensors, but I feel like it's not as accurate as like maybe like the one that Pixel had, whatever that Pixel phone was it the 2 or the 3 that had it on the back there? But it's still, I mean, it's a $100 phone, so it's probably not as good as a fingerprint sensor, but it's cool. It works generally almost all the time. Besides that though, let's check out some things on here. And so just overall usage of it, it's for a $100 phone, it's a lot snappier than I thought it might be, which is good. It's definitely not the most snappy phone I've ever used, but for $100, it's just, you're jumping around here, very, 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 very snappy. Another cool thing about this phone is that there's like zero bloatware on here. You get your basic apps, you get your Google apps, which come pre-installed. You get calculator. Again, you see Google apps here. I haven't installed any of my apps just yet. And that's it. You get literally what, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 24 apps, which I might sound like a lot, but it's not, because there's really nothing on here that you probably wouldn't want installed anyway. Maybe FM radio you wouldn't want installed. I won't listen to FM radio, but hey, it's there if you need it, which is great to have that. Next, let's check out some, how the sound is. Here's YouTube as well. So I'll play this YouTube video.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greg.
Yeah, this is definitely a weak spot on here. It's very tinny and almost sounds like it's bleeding through the speakers, but it's not loud. I don't even know if you can tell the difference. The speakers are not good.
Also addresses a white noise issue, which I did not have. And also when we go
Let's check out, you can go as high as 720/60.
Your Galaxy Buds in. All you have to do is open up that Galaxy wearable app, I think it's called, and it should pop up right then and there for you. Next story is about Chromebooks and Pixel phones.
You can see
very exciting. It looks like
the range of seeing it from the side is really good. We turn the volume down. Speakers sound like crap though, but I mean it's a $100 phone. Screen ain't that bad actually. It's decent for sure on here. The sliding, going ahead in the video, since it doesn't have a lot of processing power, it's a little bit slower to actually do that versus some other phones that are out there. But overall, not too bad. I'm impressed by the screen, even though it's a 720 plus display. Taking a closer look within settings, just to show you some of the stuff, there's not a ton of customization. It's really bare bones, which I guess is a good thing if you want a bare bones experience. The only thing I really found in here is DuraSpeed, which will allow you to run apps and keep them open in the background. You can turn that on or off. Also, if you go into system and you go into gestures, you have some in here. Jump to the camera if you double tap the power button. You also have swipe up on the home screen. So if you want, you can use the old school buttons, back button, home button, recent apps button, or you can use what this does. You can see right here, you just swipe up to go home, swipe up and hold to bring up recent apps, and then you have the back button as well. You also have prevent ringing if you want that. Press power and volume up together and that'll stop ringing. And other than that, there's not really any other, at least that I found anyway, any other customizations, which again, can be good. It's not given this display, this phone, an overbearing amount of pressure to have to deal with the operating system. It's just really bare bones. So it is downloading some other apps, and I'll show you those apps in a second, but also there is an update that it's downloaded since that. So I'll let this update install, which is already done. I'm gonna let it install. And after that, I'll just look through it real quick and let you know on the other side if there's anything else that I noticed that changed. This is a front sample with the front camera on this Nuu X6 phone. And you can see it's not, at least when I'm looking at it, it's not like amazing, but it'll get the job done. And here is a video on the back camera here, checking out Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Android Guy, which looks like my son ripped off that thing on it. But you get a good indication of what it's going to look like if you record a video with the back camera. That it looks like an ultra wide or some kind of wide angle on here, which isn't too bad. It's okay. For $100, that's what you get. Okay, so the update finished. I didn't really notice anything different on the phone, but let's get into my final thoughts about it. First of all, let's talk about things I don't like or that kind of bother me about the phone. First of all, micro USB. Almost everything, at least on Android side, is USB-C at this point. It's not the end of the world. You probably have a micro USB cable, and this one comes with one, but I just like USB-C because it doesn't matter which way you plug it in, it's there. Obviously, it does not have wireless charging. Not a huge deal to me, but it might be to some of you guys. Next would be how the screen brightness changes at different levels. Like if I look at it from, I don't know, just like different angles, I guess you'd say, it's definitely a lot darker, which can be a kind of a hindrance if you're trying to see something on your phone. So keep that in mind. What else? The speakers do not sound good. You heard earlier when I was playing my YouTube video, it just does not sound good. The speakers are not good at all. Cameras are just but you know, it's a $100 phone. Everything that I'm kind of complaining about, it's literally a $100 phone, and you have to expect it's not going to be competing with, say, Galaxy S20 or whatever. It doesn't, because that phone's, you know, 14, 15 times more expensive than this phone. So keep all that in mind at $100. I'm just telling you, giving you the facts and the truth about the phone, though, and what you're going to get. And then lastly is performance is okay for a $100 phone, but I mean, if you're used to something a little bit more expensive, you're probably going to get turned off by it. You know, just running through things here. Let me open up Instagram. And just going through this, it runs okay once it loads up, but you know, if it takes a little bit of time for the things to download into it and to look through everything, and it can be a little bit of a hindrance at that point when you're using this phone to get things to actually work on here. It's not, you know, it can be kind of stuttery when you use it, but overall it's just okay. You can see right there, just running through this, there is some lag in there, but again, it's a $100 phone. I can't stress that enough, that what we're using here is a $100 phone, which is crazy, especially for, you know, what you end up getting. Let's talk about the things that I do like. I love that you can remove this battery. And before I even say that, it comes with a case. How amazing is that? That's awesome that they give you a case to protect the phone. The removable battery, that is fantastic, that I can pop this battery out, put in a new battery, and go from there. That's awesome. It's fantastic. Also, expandable memory. You run out of storage, they give you 32 gigs of internal storage, but you want more, put in a micro SD card to get even more storage to store your photos, your videos, and things like that. Your music, if you want to store your music on there, all that kind of stuff is fantastic. I think they did a good thing, especially for it being a $100 phone, to add all that stuff in there. Next up would be headphone jack, to continue with the theme of things that are kind of rare these days. Headphone jack, there's one in this phone. How awesome is that, to be able to plug in regular headphones and be able to do that? But you also have Bluetooth as well, you can see. So if you want wireless headphones, hook those up, or wired headphones as well. The other cool thing, no bloatware on this phone. When you go to all your apps, you had, what I showed that earlier, you only have a few apps on here, mostly just the Google apps and maybe like the FM radio app, and that's pretty much it. You're not going to get any other bloatware apps on here, which I think they did a fantastic job of doing that. $100 is the next thing that's really crazy about this phone. It's, you know, if you're looking for a phone to bring to a third world country or a place you're not comfortable with, but you still want a device to use, this would be a great reason to get that. This would also be a great reason to get maybe a phone for your mom or your dad who doesn't use technology, but you want them to have a smartphone because you want to do video chats with them, and you want them to send occasional pictures and look at your social media and watch videos and things like that. This phone is perfect for somebody like that. Someone that's not expecting too much of a device, a kid. This is great for that, and you don't have to worry about it too much because it's only $100. Also, it's unlocked. You can use this phone on any GSM carrier, T-Mobile or Sprint here in the US, or one of the unlocked, or one of the prepaid carriers that use those services. You can do that. You can bring this to a foreign country as well and pop in a SIM card, because most foreign countries are GSM compatible, and this will work for the most part over there. And then lastly, the fingerprint sensor. It's not perfect, but it generally works, and it's in a very comfortable spot being on the back of the phone, so I think they did a great job with that. If you want to pick up this phone, it is linked down below, guys. It's an Android phone, runs Android 9. It's not going to blow you away with its power or performance, but it gets the job done. That's my there's my quote. It gets the job done. Thanks for watching. See you down the road. Peace.